am a woman, beautiful, unashamed, and unafraid. I am a woman, beautiful, unashamed, and unafraid. My silence was loud, and I was the only one who heard it. Scars invisible to the world, my bed was the pit you threw me. And those bloodstains, she told me that I was a woman, but I was only 10. Living in a cold house, so cold back then, forbidding to leave. For pain was the only possession I cleaved onto. I tucked my shame deep behind frilly skirts, pigtails, playing hide and seek. You sought me with the lust of your flesh. There was no hiding. I was naked to the mess you left, fragmented into body parts, lips, breast, hips, thighs, eyes, objectified by you. But you were designed to love me. Wrap me in your arms and cover me with the truth that although I was created to be desired, I was never born to be abused because I am a woman. Beautiful, unashamed, and unafraid. For I was young enough for you to handcuff my stuff. But no one told me this, that my voice was the fist of God to break unholy soul ties. So I believed all your lies, twisted, seductive, your cheap thrills took thousands of dreams, killing queens, taking them captives. But I discovered that I was a warrior. Like John the Baptist, I laid in the rivers of my tears and it baptized me. I wailed until the anointing destroyed the yoke. The blood that bled, I saw Jesus shed. No matter how long I laid in your grave, I broke the silence and it paved the way, rose me from the dead because I am a woman. Beautiful, unashamed, and unafraid. To speak the truth, that although you broke me, love found me, clothed me in glorious hues, captured me, raptured me, crowned me again until there were no traces of you. I am free, brave enough to be me, fearfully and wonderfully made because I am a woman, beautiful, unashamed, and unafraid. I am a woman. 15 years ago, I was unable to confess those words out of my mouth because all I felt was the little girl who was abused from the age of 6 through 16. Ashamed of the mentally ill mother I hardly knew and afraid that I would never be good enough or beautiful enough. But one day I took a step of faith and shared about my child molestation in my solo play, Beautiful. And with all 16 characters, I could see the shock on my audience's face because most of them only knew me as this strong, confident woman rather than this lost, broken girl. Yes, I was going down a road that most people find difficult to talk about. Child molestation, rape, sexual abuse. And as I ran around the stage, all I could think about, and the voices in my head saying, how dare you take something so private and bring it into the public? No one cares. But I was determined to not let my fears control my life any longer. So after a 4-week run, the last night of my show, something special happened. A 74-year-old Jewish woman approached me with her body trembling and tears running down her face. She grabbed onto my hands and looked me in the eyes and said, "Young lady, when I was 8, I was raped. And tonight is the first time I'm telling anyone." Wow. We both stood there and held on to each other like two lost sisters who found each other for the first time. There was an unspoken language between us that we have not only survived, but we've conquered the cultural silence to protect and not expose when sexually violated. And it was in that moment I had an epiphany that I was no longer doing a play, that this was bigger than me. Because it made me wonder how many other people were out there just like her, and why were they taking so long to share their secrets? And after a 4-week play turning into 4 years tour, I discovered that people were not just afraid to share their secret, they wanted to prevent shame. See, sexual abuse is a taboo that we still find difficult in our society today to break. It reminds us of the most intimate, personal areas of our lives, like our bodies and our sexuality and gender. And a lot of times when you discuss it, what happens is people would respond and say, oh, this is heavy. But what do we do with heavy objects when we can't carry it anymore? We ask for help. We wait until someone sees us, and hopefully they'll come alongside us and help us carry the burden, because we are better together. You know, all I can think about up until this day is that this woman waited 66 years to share her secret. And she could have died and no one would ever know. And many men and women have been eulogized with these secrets, including my own mother, Janice Marie Ashley. You know, for many years I asked myself this question, why? Why do bad things happen to good people? Why do these things happen? And I realized the question why leaves us in a place where we're powerless, because sometimes we don't really know the answer. So I throw back another question, how? Because how reminds you that you have power and that anything is possible. How can we make our society safe again? How can we make our society, our neighbors, our community, and our homes fearless and shameless when these things happen? So I have a few things for us to think about. 1, we break generational cycles. Parents, when you hear your children say, someone touched me inappropriately, listen. For too often we take ideologies and fears from the past and we pass it down to another generation that is capable to deal with the issue. 2, build trust again. We restore trust when we can have great conversations about this subject matter, and we can discuss them and confront rape culture as well as abuse victims together, because we are better together. 3, help others take ownership. We can help each other take ownership of our lives, that a tragic event doesn't have to be the final story. We can evolve and we can thrive. And 4, men, you amazing men out there, we need your voices. We do need you, because we are better together. So I conclude with this. This is our time to break the taboo on sexual assault in our society, where we can leave a legacy of people who are free to walk in their own identity, their unique beauty, and be fearless. The reason why is because no longer will we say this is heavy, because we are raising heavyweight champions that can deal with the issue, and so are you. So, I want to thank you. Let's do this together. My name is Jozanne Marie. I am beautiful, unashamed, and unafraid. Thank you.